In a secluded village nestled deep within expansive forests, an extraordinary tale unfolds. Here, in these untouched and impenetrable lands, lives the true guardian of the taiga, Forester Hazel. Each day, she treads the same paths alongside the wildlife, unshaken by any danger. Hazel is a forest-devoted caretaker, vigilantly safeguarding its creatures from poachers. Every morning, Hazel patrols the forest. Today, she took the same route, but while passing near the river, she heard a roar, most likely from a bear cub. These strange sounds alarmed her, and she decided to check what happened. Hazel sneaked up unnoticed so as not to scare the animal. She managed to come almost close and see the sad picture. The bear cub was rushing around the pit, and some sounds were coming from there. Hazel walked carefully toward the pit. The baby froze when he saw her but did nothing. He was clearly hungry and anxious. The woman began to talk to him, and the bear cub stepped back from the hole, allowing Hazel to approach. In this trap was his mother bear. Judging by her appearance, one could assume that she was a little exhausted, but overall, everything was fine. Most likely, this was done by some poachers, as the law prohibits hunting using trapping pits. Hazel, being a responsible worker and simply an animal lover, could not leave her there. The little bear sensed her good intentions and sat obediently nearby. There was only one idea: to call men for help and put a log in the hole so that the bear could climb out on her own. She asked her friends to help her, explained the situation, and they rushed to the rescue, grabbing fish and other treats for her brown friends. 3 hours later, they saw a peacefully waiting bear cub who was slightly frightened at the sight of people. But recognizing Hazel in the crowd, he calmed down. She approached him, gave him treats, and the bear cub greedily attacked the food. The people then went to pull out his mother. Under Hazel's strict guidance, the men carefully lowered the log so that it stood at an angle. They moved away and watched as the bear climbed out. The baby ran around, and the mother quickly climbed up. Her cub happily rushed at her, and the mother immediately began to lick her son. Not forgetting about the people, she turned her gaze to them. Everyone was already leaving when Hazel turned to look at this idyll, and the bear shook her head, expressing gratitude. Hazel was inspired. Today, she was able to save the two owners of the taiga, but she did not know that their meeting would be repeated literally in a month. As usual, Hazel calmed the forest, observing the majesty of wild nature. The weather was beautiful, sunny, her mood was wonderful, and the day flew by unnoticed. It was time to return. Hazel walked slowly home, but noticed some movement near the river. She immediately headed there. Someone's camp was located in a small clearing. Hazel cautiously came closer, but tried not to give herself away. This camp didn't look like a tourist camp. There were snares, cages, and guns all around. Since hunting was prohibited here, it was easy to guess that illegal hunting of animals was taking place. She needed to take action, return to the village, and tell all possible information. Just as she began to walk away, 3 tall, strong men came out to meet her. They were dressed in camouflage suits and didn't have full equipment, but she still noticed at least 3 knives and 1 pistol. Everything looked scary. Hazel immediately rushed into the forest, and they rushed after her, realizing that she would definitely report them. She had a gun, but it was not convenient for a shootout during a chase, so the poachers were not afraid. Since she knew all the paths, she managed to break away a little, but the hunters were not inferior to her in speed and periodically shot at her. Because of the shots, she got confused and ran to a cliff, completely forgetting in her panic that there was no way down. The only thing she could do was jump into the abyss. This momentary delay played a cruel joke on her. As soon as she decided to run further, a bullet whistled and a sharp pain hit her leg. She was shot in the thigh, and there was no point in running further, as the pain did not allow her to get up. She crawled to a tree, leaned her back against it, took off her gun, and put it in front of her. The woman understood that they were in no hurry, and most likely, sooner or later, no gun would help. She simply would not have the strength left. They would take it away and say goodbye to her. The men approached, laughing. Hazel was able to shoot one of them in the leg, but the men went no further. This shot infuriated them. They were no longer laughing and were ready to shoot the poor woman on the spot, but they completely failed to notice the bear that had crept up behind them. A terrible roar was heard behind them, and at the same second, 2 huge paws hit their backs. The pistol flew out of their hands, and the men began to run in panic. The bear chased them away and returned to the woman. Hazel quickly wrapped a piece of her pants around her leg and finally stood up. This was the same bear that she had saved about a month ago, and as if to confirm her words, a bear cub ran out from behind the trees and sat down next to her mother. Hazel thanked the bears, and now they were even. They mentally said goodbye, and the bears wandered off about their business while the woman hobbled into the village. After some time, following her tip, they found the camp and then the people to whom it belonged. They were sitting in a hole that looked like a trap for animals. Apparently, the bear decided to punish them and drove them into a hole. As Hazel suspected, they were poachers, and of course, they were in prison. The woman has recovered and sometimes meets her formidable friends near her house. What do you think of this story? Let us know in the comments section. I hope you liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up and share it with your loved ones. Also subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss the update from our channel. Thank you.